So what we've done today is fill the bath with some warm water, and you can test that with either a baby thermometer or your elbow, and it should generally feel the same as sort of body temperature. And we're going to start by washing baby's face and hair with just some cotton wool. And what we want to do is wipe down the beginning of baby's nose and cheeks, underneath the nostrils, round above the eyebrows, and then round the ears and under the chin. And we do that on both sides of the face, trying to avoid going across baby's eyes with tap water. If little one's eyes are a little bit sticky, you can use some cool boiled water from the kettle and use a clean piece of cotton wool for each eye and throw that away. And then we'll move on to washing baby's hair. So I've wrapped baby up in a towel to keep them nice and safe, and we're just going to scoop some water up onto baby's head and give them a little rinse. Now we do recommend that you just use water only for the time being. It is entirely up to you whether you want to start using shampoo or body wash, but for the first 2 weeks we would say just water only as much as possible. So when you've washed baby's hair, you just want to grab a spare towel and give it a gentle rub, being careful not to poke baby's soft spot or fontanelle. And that's how we do face and hair. So once we've finished doing baby's face and hair, what we want to be doing is just unwrapping little one gently, checking the baby's nappy to make sure that there's no wet or dirtiness in there that we need to check and sort of clean before we go in the bath. Luckily for me, this little one is nice and clean. And what we want to do is lift baby into the bath, supporting the head and the shoulders, and making sure we're supporting that so baby doesn't fall under the water. So what I'm going to do is lift baby, put my arm around and hold on to her armpit, hand on her bottom, put the nappy down and lay her into the tub like so. And then we just use this warm water to give her a little splash and some cotton wool or a sponge or something, a flannel, whatever you've got at home, to wash underneath baby's arms, underneath baby's chin, and in all these lovely creases down at the bottom. And once we've done that, we can give baby another little splash. And as you can see, it doesn't take long to give them the first few baths. Babies at this point generally a little bit unsettled at being undressed, so it doesn't have to be fun time until they're a little bit older. And when we've finished, we lift her back out and wrap her back into the towel that we did before. What we're aiming to do is swaddle baby to keep her nice and safe, and then we'll have a little cuddle to make her feel happy again. There we are. So once we've had a nice cuddle, and we want to aim to try and dry in all those creases that we've just got wet in the bath. So making sure you're using the towel to dry behind baby's knees, round the ankles, down inside the groin area, and then I've just got some cotton wool, and we would dry around baby's belly button to make sure that that doesn't stay damp. We want to make sure that stays nice and dry so that it drops off within the first few days of being at home. Get a clean nappy, pop that under baby's bottom so we don't have any nasty accidents. Now that we're nice and clean, I'll pop the nappy on. And then we just want to finish off getting inside all these little creases at the top and underneath baby's chin. If you're not sure that baby's properly dry, you can just use your dry hands, using your fingers, and dry with, test to see whether these areas are still damp. And if they are, you can give them another gentle rub with the towel. And once you're satisfied that baby's nice and dry, you can get them dressed in a vest and a baby grow. Newborn baby's skin is quite sensitive and can be prone to rashes. Some babies will sometimes develop little white spots on the nose called milk spots, which is perfectly normal and nothing to be concerned about. And sometimes when babies have had a bath, they develop a little red rash called erythema toxicum, which again can be normal but sometimes looks a little bit red and angry. It's important to know that sometimes babies develop rashes because they are unwell, And so if you find that baby has a rash that does not disappear when pressed under a clear glass, baby has a high temperature, baby becomes unwell or seems very unsettled, please seek urgent medical advice. Sometimes baby's nappy area can also become a little bit red and appear sore, so feel free to use a barrier cream if you feel the need to. It's important to just use a small amount of any barrier cream that you have, about the same amount that you'd use on your lips for lip salve, and then place it in baby's nappy area, making sure that little one gets fresh air to the nappy as and when it's an appropriate time.